In this video, it's my pleasure to be interviewing Bernhard Mayr. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email is in the description. It's truly a pleasure to have Mr. Bernhard Mayr. Thank you for joining me and welcome.
Hello, Alex. It's a pleasure to be invited in your interviews.
Yeah. These are really fun. The viewers really like it, so I'm happy to do this with you. How are you doing today? Everything good?
Everything fine. I was a bit tired because I was at Austrian Masters and it was quite exhausting, a big tournament. And after being away several days, there's always waiting a lot of work at home again and in office. So I tried to relax today. So this interview is just to calm down.
Yeah, that'll be good. How many people were in the tournament?
We were 27.
Okay.
And we played with 3 live system.
Okay.
9 points. So on the second day, there were 6 matches to 9 points on one day. And that's well, it was like 14 hours playing with breaks. So that was really a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Okay.
Yeah, it's always a question, how can you keep the focus over such a long period of time? Yeah, always, mostly if you try to understand the positions analytic. If you're just following your feeling, yeah, I think it's not that exhausting. But if you try to think every position, yeah, then it's 14 hours is really a lot on one day.
It is. It is. Okay, so I'd like to start with getting to know you a little bit more. I know you're originally from Austria. Is that correct?
Yes, from Tyrol, from the Alps, from the mountains.
Oh, the mountains. So do you ski?
Not anymore, yeah.
Okay. I know the skiing there is very good.
Yeah, it's perfect, of course.
So you were born and raised there, and what about education? Did you go to school there too?
Yeah, I made the gymnasium, the high school, and then I studied architecture and got architect.
So you've been an
quite
architect.
soon now. Yes.
And you're still working as an architect, or are you retired?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
And it's, I'm making a lot of competition. I think maybe I made 80 or more competitions till now for schools and senior residences. And so like the jokers and anti-jokers in backgammon, making competitions is similar. Yeah.
Right. So does that give you a lot of time to play backgammon and do all these things? Because I know I have a day job too.
Yeah, but I think I'm not studying that much like I want. For example, I have a nice book about backgame strategy, and I have also a book from Tardieu, and I have the theory of backgammon, but I have no time to study them. That's pity.
Those are good books that you mentioned. Of course, you mentioned my book, but the Tardieu book is actually a really good one. It was recently published. I recommend it to everyone because it's an easy to read, and it gives great concepts for people to learn, and anybody can read it and learn it. The other two are very technical. There's a lot of math and things, so that's harder. But the Tardieu book is fantastic. So
and it's fantastic because I bought it very early. I bought it in French language.
Oh.
So, and when I was in school, I was speaking better French than English, but I forgot everything now again because my daily practice is English. But now with Tardieu's book, I have to check every word, café, and all these words. And so now I'm feeling quite comfortable again in the French.
I was hoping to have him for an interview, but I think he speaks French, so it's a little bit hard to translate on an interview. But hopefully he can do something. I took French when I was in school, but I'm certainly not very fluent at all. Okay, so you're an architect by trade, and are you married? Do you have children?
Yeah, I'm married with a lady from the Baltic states, from Latvia, and I have 4 daughters.
4 daughters? How old are they?
Yes, they are between 7 and 30 years old. So I'm also double grandfather now. And
Oh,
this is, I
congratulations.
have to say, having 2 grandchildren, this is really a pleasure time because you can just relax. I'm going to them and I'm switching off every action and just relaxing.
Great. Well, do you play backgammon with your children or grandchildren?
No, my children are playing backgammon with my parents,
Uh-huh.
but one of my daughters was playing 2, 3 times in our club, the backgammon tournament, because she had 2, 3 months she was training with 6G and she was getting quite strong very fast. So I think she played like 10, 12 PR already. But she has so many interests and she's jazz singer and songwriter a bit. So I'm not pushing her into backgammon out of this reason.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. How
Mm.
did you first get into backgammon yourself?
Well, like, I mean, when I was a child, like 7 years, my father started to play chess with me, and he was chess teacher, but he was not the strongest player, so I had a chance to beat him also, and that's always an advantage if you start to like a game that you're not losing only. And we played backgammon like in these playing boxes, yeah, just for fun. And when I was in Austrian championships in chess, I saw people playing on these very beautiful backgammon boards, yeah. And I said, it's a game of luck. And they said, no. And my advantage was always I was listening what people are saying. So I thought, okay, if they say it, maybe it's true, yeah. And during my studies, I was always playing just double match point, yeah, just without this doubling cube and just for fun. And of course, I had the feeling I'm very strong because I was beating my friends most time. And but that was it. And with 22, something like this, I stopped playing chess and I started again maybe with 35, yeah, so like 15 years ago. And I played at Yahoo, where you just turn the cube as high as possible to earn as much rating points as possible.
I played that
And
too.
yeah, and then my wife said, you're playing all the night backgammon. I really don't like it. Then I said, okay, then I establish a club in my city. Yeah? And near my architecture office was from Kurdistan, a man who had a pub and who was a passionate backgammon player. And so we made a club there and we gathered some live backgammon players. And then after some local tournaments we played, we went to a first international tournament in Switzerland. It was a small one, yeah, maybe with 22 players. And that was the very slow beginning. And it was funny because whom did I ask? I asked somebody, what was your first experience with backgammon? And he said, 501 backgammon problems by Roberti. And it was the same for me. Before we talked about sentences like never strip your midpoint, yeah, and funny things like this. And this was my first book. And so at my time, it was not so easy like now to get an orientation. I went to the bookshops and thought there should be a backgammon newspaper like chess, but it was not existing because Johanni from Germany, who made a newspaper, it was already maybe 10, 15 years ago, and it was stopped long time ago. So it was hard to get a fundamental education in backgammon, I think, like 12 years ago. So I was lucky that I had a good friend in my club who has the same skill like me. And so we slowly developed from maybe 6.5 PR to 4.5 PR in the last 10 years.
That's great.
That's great. Mm.
So you started reading some books. What books did you enjoy that you've read already?
Mm. Very important was, of course, the boot camp
Yes.
by Trice, because it was giving us a feeling for formulas. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
have it next to me.
And it, you know, you suddenly had like an encyclopedia of handsome formulas, yeah, which are useful, yeah, because at this time when I was reading these books, understanding match scores and take points, yeah, this was much too high and too difficult, yeah, and anyhow, such things you cannot do at the board, and starting to learn different match scores and the character, yeah, you either need some teaching or you need very long time. Yeah. I mean, it's easy to get the feeling of 4 away, 2 away, but what is 5 away, 4 away? What is 3 away, anything away? Yeah. If you have a teacher, you learn much faster than when you do it by yourself. But all this time was a lot of fun. And of course, when you are starting like a mostly online player, you also need the life experience. Yeah. Fighting till the end in a live tournament, this is something which is very important to learn, yeah, because it's such an emotional game, and if you stop trusting yourself that you can win everything, yeah, you will lose much more than if you're fighting with every position you get on the board.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good. Yeah, that's an outstanding book. I actually happen to have it right next to me. Learned a lot from
Yeah.
that one as well. And matches are certainly important. I actually just recently did a video about matches with John O'Hagan, where we had 3 different positions, and we went through almost every score in a 5-point match to see how the cube action changed. So
Yeah.
that's very interesting. It hasn't been published as of the day that we're recording it, but it will be available once this is published. So what kinds of interests do you have outside of backgammon? I know you're an architect.
I mean, I like mountain biking.
Hmm?
That's really what I like. I was playing a bit piano, but it was getting a bit less as my daughters are getting more and more good musicians. So parents usually stop to do it. So music and backgammon and chess. I'm also a chess trainer now again after 30 years break. I'm at my former chess club again, and I'm training the youngsters there, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of people got into backgammon from chess.
Yeah, and I got back from backgammon to chess now again, and I think it's a very nice combination because they are similar and very different at the same time. Yeah. In backgammon, you have 2 times 15 checkers, and they are very abstract at the beginning. But the better you get, the more you get the understanding. There can be aggressive checkers. There can be strong checkers, yeah, which are very useful in the position, and weak checkers, like Roberti is explaining in his new book when he says you must see it like a business, yeah. You have 30 people working there, all look the same at the beginning, but everyone has his own character. Yeah? In chess, it is so obvious, yeah, because you have the knight, you have the queen, yeah, you have the king. It's obvious that they are different, but in backgammon, you have to learn a check for double falcon or action play. Yeah, these are the heroes in this position. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think, of course, there's a lot of skill in both chess and backgammon, but of course, there's much more luck in backgammon because there are no dice in chess, of course.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I try to take from backgammon to chess. From chess, the people say you can calculate many moves in advance, but I'm just playing bullet and 2-minute games. So I try to get the skill from backgammon into chess, that I'm just looking at the position like it is, yeah, and decide a plan, yeah, without calculating in advance, just getting a feeling what should be best in this position.
yes.
It's the same like in backgammon. We sometimes discuss it. Some people really like to shuffle the checkers in the new position and take it back. I'm doing it sometimes, but usually when I'm trying a position, yeah, it is more irritating because I cannot go mentally back to the original position and compare it with another one. So it is a special skill shuffling around. Yeah.
Yeah, I find that if you offset the checkers a little bit, it's easier, and then you go back to the original
Yeah.
position before looking in other positions. When you play online, it's not an issue because it automatically does it for you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think maybe the more serious tournaments there are around the world, the more the tournament directors should maybe also check and make penalties if people don't follow the rules. You know, when I'm watching live streamed matches from the heroes, also like Mochi or Stanek, what they are making with the checkers on the board, it's the art, yeah, and they're making nice jokes, yeah. But generally, you should put a checker on the point where it belongs, yeah. And you should just move with one hand and don't use both hands on the board. And I'm always a bit disappointed when our heroes are not following these rules because, for example, Akiko, she's playing so exact, yeah. And so all the amateurs or semi-professional players, yeah, we learn how it is correct to act on the board, yeah. And that's, I think, very important that our idols are also showing us how to do it in the right way.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I wanted to talk about some of the specific things that you do. You're involved in, I know, the World Backgammon Federation, the BMAB, World Backgammon Internet Federation. Another thing I didn't mention to you earlier, there was the World Team Championships, right? Was that something that you were involved in as well?
Well, we have the World Team Championship, WBGF. The last one was in Skopje.
Yes.
Now with 25 teams. And online, I think we have now 40 or 41 teams this
Wow.
year.
So let's talk about all of them. Which one is the top of your list?
In the top of my list, oh, that's hard to say because generally, you know, when you are getting more involved, like me in backgammon, more and more things come towards you. So, but my aim is that all these organizations where I'm involved are connected, yeah. And of course, I also hope that okay, let's start with BMAB.
BMAB. Okay.
That's really a great story because I think I don't know if it was 8 or 10 years ago. I I had the chance to organize the first BMAB tournament in my city, yeah? And we did it in my chess club. And I remember it was Rick Janowski who had the initial idea to together, I think, with Dmitry Obukov uh, to create a ranking system to have master titles for the players in a as serious way as possible. And I think it developed in an amazing way, and it is very convincing for the backgammon world that this is a ranking system which really is worthful, and also the titles are meaningful.
Yes, this is great. BMAB is great. For the viewers that are not familiar with it, can you give us kind of a little bit of background of what it is and how it works?
Um, you have two possibilities. You can either take part at a BMAB tournament, or you can join any open tournament where the matches are longer than 7 points, and you use a clock, and you can make an individual application. So you can just tell us, this tournament, I want to play BMAB. And then you record the matches with a camera, and then you send us the transcribed match files so we can analyze with XG. And you send us the links to the videos, because all the videos have to be uploaded to a YouTube channel or something similar. So we can occasionally check the videos and compare them with the transcriptions. But you know, it is going in a very interesting direction, I think, because backgammon in earlier times, it was a gambling game. It was a game where the people like to play for money. But nowadays, there are more and more people which discover backgammon just like a mind sport. Yeah, they enjoy that they have a game which they can study for decades. Yeah, and never get to any limit. Yeah, you can always study and learn new things, and BMAB is a perfect platform for this, because when you start like I was starting before I played my first tournament, maybe I played 8.5. Yeah, And then when we started to play tournaments, I reached 6.5, and 10 years later, I'm at 4.5. So this is a slowly but surely advancing, yeah. And BMAB is reflecting this in an ideal way. But it is also very important for me that if you want to be good in this BMAB ranking, it's not just the skill in backgammon, it's your mental focus on the game, which is very important. Because you have to sleep a lot, you have to eat in the right way to be always at the highest level of your game, yeah. So it's also something philosophical, yeah.
Yes.
To
with
get
the
a high
BMAB, you play tournaments and you record it and it measures your PR on XG, and then you can get the rating like you were discussing. And this is the list of all the top players.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Mochi is at less than 2.2. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's if you see how difficult it is to change from 4.5 to 4, yeah, that's a whole world, yeah. So between 2.7 and 2.2, yeah, this is not just one world, yeah. This is just amazing, yeah.
Yeah, these are some outstanding players. So I played in a BMAB tournament one time, and it was basically the only reason I played in that tournament was because it was a one-day format, so I was able to take off one day. So I did it, but it was nice. I played 5-6 matches. That was fun. I ended up second place, fortunately, but I played with some really good players. My first match was against Kit Woolsey.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, and I got lucky. I won that match. He had a better PR than I did, but it was a good tournament. So now I know I see these, especially in the United States. I see Dmitry Obukov and Roberto Litzenberger and Ben Friesen and others doing a lot of these. So a lot of people are contributing to this.
Yeah. And I'm very happy that the cooperation between the continents is getting better and better. Just now, 2 days ago, there was announced the first tournament in Macau, and so Japan and China and New Zealand and Australia are getting more active, yeah, and that is really great for the game.
Yeah, I see there are over 700 players that are master level, or I guess they're not all master level, but you have a lot of people on this list.
Yeah, and these are just the active ones, yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is great.
I also have to mention, yeah, that this database, like we use it now, was made by Tony Lesar, which is really who is really a genius developer, yeah, because it has to be a very intelligent system in the background that we are able to handle such a lot of data in a convenient time, yeah, because there is so much to analyze and to upload, yeah. But the system which we have now is very convenient.
Yes. So good. They have regular tournaments, and they're BMAB specific tournaments, but if you videotape your own match, as long as it's 7 points or more, you can submit it towards your BMAB rank.
Yeah. You just have, of course, to tell us always in advance, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, this is fantastic. When did this start? When did you start the BMAB?
Oh, I don't remember absolutely. I think it was like 10 years ago, I think, yeah, it started.
Yeah, this is great. And I guess we didn't mention what it stands for. It's Backgammon Masters Awarding Body. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is great. People do these, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and Rick Janowski at that time had really a big vision when he was establishing the system.
Is that the same one that wrote the formula, the Janowski formula?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. He's been around for a long time then. Okay, so let's talk about the WBGF, World Backgammon Federation. You were involved in starting this organization, is that correct?
Uh, I was not involved in the starting of the organization as it was started as a European Backgammon Federation.
Huh?
And I think it was 2014 that we had the first European Backgammon Team Championship. It was in Dubrovnik, and we were 7 teams, I think, yeah. And it was amazing experience for Austria when we challenged the teams from Greek heroes for us and the Croatian teams, which was very strong. And then the Danes, and we were lucky to play 2-2 against the Danish team. So it was amazing experience for us from Austria, yeah. And then it was growing, and I think it was about 3 years ago in France that Steen Mikkelsen asked me to step into his shoes and to get president of the World Backgammon Federation.
Yes, I see that. You have a number of
And
outstanding players, well-known players here.
yeah, I mean, when it changed to the World Backgammon Federation, we of course tried to make the executive board like this, that we have 2 vice presidents, as you see. So we have a vice president from America with Joe Russell and Mochi from Japan, so that every continent is represented in this executive board. Also with a general secretary, we have deputies from America and from Asia to cover all the region in the best way possible.
That's great. So tell us, what are the things that the World Backgammon Federation does? What are the goals? How can people learn about it and get involved?
Um, I mean, there are many issues which are a bit in the background, like we have a eligibility system, yeah, which says which player is allowed to play for which nation. That's very important. Every world federation has to have a clear eligibility rules, and we have now worldwide harmonized backgammon rules. That was a really big work, yeah. I think we needed 2.5 years, and we had at the beginning we had a committee with 11 people discussing every single rule. Then we had a task force with Rick Munitz and Arda and Ruash Chansari, which were finalizing it and making the wording. And so this is, and we have an ethic committee, which is the highest instance juristically also in backgammon. So this is background work, which is, I think, you don't recognize at the first moment, but it's very valuable. And the other thing, which is our big aim, is of course that backgammon is accepted as mind sport worldwide. And there is this IMSA, yeah, like you show here now, this International Mind Sport Association.
Yes.
To get part of this, yeah, we need 40 member nations, and I can tell you, we reached this year. We have now 40 member nations, so that was a great step. And we need harmonized rules. We need eligibility criteria. So the only thing which we are still missing is a world championship based on pure skill with national and regional qualifiers. So one of our next aims will be that we establish a BMAB World Championship.
Okay, that's great.
That's great. Yeah, and then I think we are prepared to take the challenge and contact IMSA to apply for being accepted as mind sport. These are our backgammon Sundays.
Yes, tell us about this.
Yeah, that is a nice weekend. Michi and Stenek and many others, and Thomas Denland, of course, they are making lessons for the people, and we are doing it with Zoom where the people can discuss and having a free lecture.
Yes, I really enjoy these ones. Definitely recommend them.
Steve Sachs is here, yeah.
Yeah, Steve Sachs is one of my good friends. I played him in a tournament twice last night, and he won both times. Yeah, Steve Steve was one of my one of three of my backgammon friends that was at my wedding. The other you may know,
Ah,
you know is
okay.
Joe Russell and Steve Sachs. They're my two good friends.
From the Tres Amigos, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we play a lot together. They both live here where I live in Los Angeles, and Joe also
Mhm.
has a home in Tennessee. Okay, so what else is there to know about the World Backgammon Federation? Is there anything else, or do you want to go move on to the next topic?
I mean, what else we have as main issues? We organize also a Club World Championship. The next will be in Greek. And also, it's very interesting with the Team World Championship that it's also traveling from nation to nation. So each year, the General Assembly nations can apply to organize the Team World Championship. So we have applications now from Greek for the Team World Championship, and UK will apply, and Japan is applying to organize it. So next year it will be in Sweden, in Stockholm. So that's really great that every year we are at a different amazing destination, and it also helps that the organizing nations are getting more involved and represented in the worldwide community.
Yes, I know this year was in Skopje, Northern Macedonia, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah, that was amazing. We have Nesh who is making the videos with Nesh Productions, and he was making really great film of all these team spirits which you see at this game. You know, usually backgammon is an individual game. Everybody fights for himself, but seeing this spirit in the teams was really amazing, and it's great to have these videos made by Nash.
yeah, it's very good. And then I know you mentioned Greece. I remember recently, I think earlier this year, there was a really nice tournament in Loutraki, Greece,
Yeah.
which from my understanding is a beautiful resort destination not too far from Athens.
Yeah, they have so beautiful locations. Right now, there is a interesting tournament in Athens. It's a WBIF from the Online Backgammon Federation. We
Mhm.
have a so-called WBIF tour where we have 3 online qualifiers, and the best 40 qualify for the live final. And this year it is in Athens, and it just started
Huh.
today.
So I know you mentioned that this is the website, right? The World
Yeah.
Backgammon Internet Federation.
Yeah.
So tell us about that, please.
Yeah, you see at announcements, yeah. The next thing which will happen in November now is the start of the Youth World Championship, yeah.
Yeah, let me go back. Okay, yeah, here.
So we have a Youth and the Kids World Championship, and I'm happy to see this year that from for example from New Zealand I was contacted to register I think already 7 children to take part at this tournament because they are playing in school in the breaks and during lunch and in the leisure time they are playing backgammon there, so there are 40-50 children in the school which are playing consistently backgammon, yeah. And now they take part. This is a picture of the WBIF tour in Malta, which
Wow.
was really also a great location. Yeah, it was a playing hall surrounded by the sea. Yeah, so people really enjoyed it there.
That's great. One of my goals I've shared with other guests is to try to get uh, more attendance at tournaments. And I think having these beautiful venues definitely helps. What are your thoughts about how to increase attendance at tournaments?
Say again.
Uh, how do you believe we can increase attendance at tournaments in different places?
I think it is. You know, I'm sometimes involved in talkings about that backgammon should have a hype, yeah, that it should grow very fast. But I think it it is consistently growing, yeah, and we are getting more and more players, and already now we have much more tournaments than 10 years ago. And I think the community is growing slowly, and it's just fine like it is, yeah. Because we are getting more destinations and we are getting more players. It would not help if it would explode, yeah, and grow too fast. I think it's very good that the backgammon community is growing slowly, but of course to the top there is no limit. Yeah, you see also that the performances which is making Backgammon, Galaxy and Mark Olsen, that they are also excellent streamers now and influencers for Backgammon, and that thousands of people enjoy this, and I think it will get more and more. So we are on a good way for this.
Yeah, I agree. The videos are
can you look at the
sorry.
Can you look at the ranking on the left side? If you go down a bit, there
this
is
one?
No ranking, no lower.
This one.
Yeah, ranking. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see.
Because when the people look at this WBIF website, it's of course a bit old school, but there are amazing tournaments like the individual world championship with 512 players every year, the online world championship, and we have a ranking, yeah.
Wow.
For I mean, we have 6,500 players, and maybe 1/4 is active, and we have 10,000 of match files, which are all analyzed on world class, yeah, and where we have really excellent rankings.
Wow.
And so there, behind this online website, there is a huge database, which is very exciting.
And this is, you can click on each person.
Yeah, you can click on each person, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it gives the
and when you go down, you see the matches, and when you go over the PR of the match, yeah. Can you go with the mouse on the PR on the right side?
The right, oh yeah.
You see that if you go a bit down, because it's behind our big, you should be, you're not logged in now.
Oh yeah.
If you log in, yeah, and you click on the PR, you can open the XG file, yeah.
Oh, so I see. I see.
You can check every match file.
And it has all of them. Wow. So many. And
it
online, so it's easy to have the files. You don't have to transcribe it.
You don't have to. I mean, we have really a good data exchange because at Backgammon Studio Heroes, every player has a WBIF room, and every match he has to play is inside of this room automatically. And when he starts the match with the opponent, the match length and the clock, every setting is predefined. And after playing, it is automatically reported. So it's very easy for the players.
So this is great. I think if people are interested in joining or playing, how do they get started?
If they like to join, on the left side there is join WBIF, yeah. Join,
okay.
Yeah, and when you click here, you have to agree some things that we are allowed to use the match files and so on, and you just fill in your data, and you need an account at Backgammon Studio Heroes, because at the moment this is the only platform where we are playing our tournaments.
It's a good platform.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Okay.
I mean, it's an excellent platform for playing tournaments.
Yes, yes, I see that a lot on social media, on videos, YouTube, everything. So that's the WBIF, and then some of the other things that we were talking about. If someone is interested in getting involved with the World Backgammon Federation, how would they go about that?
For the nations, if a nation wants to join, yeah, I think it's about, yeah. here you see who is presenting and our partners and women in backgammon, this amazing initiative from the US Backgammon Federation.
Yes.
And if you go to low down to the next button,
Low down, yeah.
become a member nation.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So this is the one. Become a member.
that's the point. Yeah, and there the nations can fill out an application to get member, and then we from this moment on we are in direct contact and help them developing.
Okay. And then the other one was the BMAB. If someone's interested in playing BMAB,
Yeah, they should just contact Dmitry or Bukov or me. I think if you click on contact, yeah, they can fill out here, or they can just contact Dmitry or Bukov or me via Facebook or email.
Yes, yes, they're all very much available. Okay, so we discussed all these things. I'll stop this. That was a lot. It seems like you're very involved in a lot of different things. How do you find time for all of it?
I mean, I'm working very much, yeah, and I like to do what I do, so that makes it quite easy. But it is a challenge because the most important is you have to learn that you are not getting emotionally involved. When people accuse you and start to quarrel, yeah, you know, I'm not a private person. I'm just having a position in this organization. So no matter what I'm called, yeah, I just keep calm. Yeah, that's important to learn, because when you get emotional, you will not have the power to do something long time like this. And of course, it's a lot of work, and we try with very good developers to get it more and more automatic, but that's a very difficult step because of course, as many starting federations, we don't have a lot of money, so we are not like a company. Yeah, we depend on enthusiasts which help us to develop.
Right. So some of the other things I like to talk about with the guests are some of the stories or tournaments that you've been to. Can you tell us about like some of the interesting tournaments? I know you've traveled a lot. What's been something that's a unique tournament or something interesting and fun that you've been to?
Well, I have to say, now I'm playing like 10 years, and when we are having a romantic moment, we talk about the first European team championship in Dubrovnik. We were at the seaside, and we had a private, rented a private house with Airbnb or something like this. And every morning we were walking the whole team half an hour to the playing location. And the team spirit which we had there, that was still very amazing for us, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
So this tournament is for sure very unique for me.
Do you have any interesting stories of tournaments or wins or positions that would be entertaining or interesting?
Well, entertaining is for sure at the Austrian Masters right now. Yeah, the last match I lost in round 8. I was very tired, and when I was transcribing it, then I really feel physical pain how I was acting at the board, because instead of analyzing and thinking, yeah, I was looking 2-3 minutes and just counting the pips. And when I was behind, I was saying to myself, this is bad and this and bad. And then I passed a very easy take, yeah. And this is, I think stories like this are a very good experience when you see you are getting tired, yeah, and what is happening. So it's so important to drink enough, to relax between the matches, yeah, and to keep the perfect focus till the end. Like it happened to me in Neum when we had the first Club World Championship, yeah. I had the chance to win the open section, and I lost in the final of undefeated, and I had again to win 4 matches, and against very strong players like Lawrence Ball, Michel Lamotte, Pia Jespersen, and many strong players. Yeah, so it was really a long tournament, and I was nearly knocked out already in round one. Yeah, by a quite weak player. Yeah, and I had just the chance that after post Crawford he passed the wrong cubes and things like this. So there was so much excitement and so much action till I was able to win this tournament. So that's I wish everybody this experience to have the fighting spirit to go the long way to a nice win.
Yes, it's always very fun, and I agree. If you're tired, I find when I'm tired, I don't play well. You have to, get enough rest, get enough sleep, drink enough water, eat enough healthy foods, get regular exercise, decrease your stress, and that'll all improve your performance.
And I said I have not enough time to read the books. Of course, I have also not enough time to study. But I have always in mind, I think Akiko said once in the interview that she was training positions where she was underdog, like where you have maybe 30, 35% chance, and the opponent has maybe like 30% gammons. I call them the 30-30 position. And she is training position where she's the underdog, because it's very important to learn defending positions where you're not on the winning side, yeah. And because there are often tournaments where you have bad luck. So then it can happen that you get disappointed, that you get the feeling, oh, I'm making mistakes. But in reality, you're just not getting the nice rolls, yeah. So you still have to keep the right spirit, yeah. Also when the dice are against you. And so what I really want to do is having 5, 6 reference positions with such underdog positions and playing them till I feel comfortable. So to get used when you start games with negative luck, yeah, that you don't get emotional and start to pass away takes and things like this.
Yeah,
because I think the biggest weakness of players is the emotions, not the skill on the board. When I take the best 10 Austrian players, I have the feeling we all have a very similar checker play skill. Yeah, I cannot say that there is a big difference between the players.
that's great advice. I mean, keep your emotions stable.
Yeah, and when we were in Dubrovnik at this first tournament, and were coming the Danish heroes, yeah, and they had the biggest anti-chokers, and then like a Buddha, they were sitting there without any reaction. This was so impressive, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was great. Do you have any other things you'd like to talk about? I know we've talked about a good amount of material.
Well, we have a lot of dreams and visions. Yeah, one, as I said, is getting part of the International Mind Sport Association and being accepted as Mind Sport, because when we reach this as World Federation, all the nation will benefit very much for sure. And one of the dreams was also what is happened now with women in Backgammon. This great initiative, and we started online ladies world championship at WBIF and also an online team world championship. And in the first edition, we have 16 teams. And I was training with the Austrian ladies. And suddenly we have a captain, we have a best player, yeah, we have a team spirit, we have the ladies have the action that they have very important matches, yeah. So that's really a environment where they can improve and get stronger, yeah. So this initiative is pushing the ladies in Backgammon very much, and that is what we need most. And what we also need is to push the work for youngsters. And at the moment, I have the feeling everywhere in the world is happening a lot, but it's everywhere working hidden. Suddenly you see in Denmark, they make a little festival with more than 100 children. Yeah. Then I hear in New Zealand, a teacher is playing every day with 40 children in the breaks. Yeah. And so much is happening with children, but it's not unified now. So I hope we can focus more on this in the next years, because there are in chess, yeah, there are field studies, 1 hour chess instead of mathematics in school. And this is absolutely successful, not for the best of these children, but for the children which cannot concentrate, yeah, and which are not so good, yeah, they benefit very much. And I'm very sure that if we have 1 hour backgammon instead of maths, it would be even much better, because there is so much about probabilities and mathematical understanding, but also about that your life is not just on the winning side, yeah, that you can make everything perfect in your business, yeah, and you can be the loser in the end, yeah. That can happen. So if you learn to live with the fate, yeah, and with the dice, yeah, you learn a big lesson for your life. And so I think backgammon should have a big place in the education of children.
Yes, that's great. I mean, I agree. I think that's outstanding. You learn a lot about risk and reward, all sorts of things. Those are outstanding initiatives. Teaching children, getting more women involved in the game, becoming an official mind sport, and getting it more popular around the world. And all of the things you're doing are outstanding. I definitely have to commend you and congratulate you for all the work you've done. I certainly appreciate it, and a lot of the other people appreciate it too. I hope that we can have you join me again in future videos. Maybe we can talk about some other things. Do you have any
Yeah.
final remarks before we go ahead and conclude?
Yeah, we can. There are so many interesting projects. We can talk in details about something like this ones. Yeah.
Right, right. I'd love to have you in the future. But for this video,
Thanks.
I certainly enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure to have you. I certainly learned a lot about you, about the World Backgammon Federation. I learned more about the BMAB and the Internet Federation. So I appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you again, hopefully in the future. A lot of these times I see people virtually on these video calls, and it's always a hope to one day meet such people in person, although we live very far away. Yeah. So thank you again very much to Bernhard Mayr from Austria and the World Backgammon Federation, BMAB, and World Backgammon Internet Federation. Thank you to the viewers for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, so I can work on that. Again, my book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email is in the description. I look forward to seeing everyone in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.